Game number 9 of the Edmonton Oilers season sees them open up a back-to-back set on the West Coast. And much like my partner, Bob Stauffer, who's looking oh so clean, it's the Edmonton Oilers also looking to clean up their game. Despite the victory from 48 hours ago against the Montreal Canadiens, where the Oilers power play came through in that third period, we expect a much cleaner effort from the visitors.
Well, I think that, you love the resiliency that Edmonton showed against Montreal, but they capitalized on a couple breaks and made the most of their power plays. And then the teams, it was kind of like their ears perked. Oh, hey, that's good. And I thought it was the best Edmonton looked since they played Vancouver, right? Like
the last 10 minutes of the game?
Yeah, last 10 minutes of the game. I thought that was the best they've looked in a while. Chris Knobloch changed some lines around and basically had Connor Leon and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins each centering their own line. They seemed to have good energy at that point. But they also showed resiliency because they had some tough moments against Montreal but were able to overcome it. So look, this is as you know, Tony, this is a veteran, mature, experienced team.
Yeah.
And it has had some issues, maybe totally getting engaged. Let's just say the last couple of years, because I think the year where the coaching change is made was a little bit different. But opportunity here, 2 games in 2 nights, just go play.
Yeah.
And I do think that we'll probably see Chris. We've seen a bit of a tendency. He tends to start the game based on how he finished the last game with the Lions and based on practice yesterday.
Yeah.
Appears to be the case. So that's something that we'll look forward to as well.
So that's Isaac Howard on the top line with McDavid, Matt Savoy on that second line with Draisaitl and Podkolzin. What do you think of that opportunity?
I think that some people say, well, why did they do that right from the start of the year? I think that you want to give those younger players, they're both 21 years of age, an opportunity to get up and running in the NHL. And I think, Chris has talked about Isaac Howard. He thinks his game's coming along a bit.
Yeah.
I've never had any concerns with Matt Savoy because I probably watched 3/4 of the game he played last year in Bakersfield and saw how even if he's not contributing offensively, Tony, he can help a team because he can kill penalties and he's smart and works hard and battles for pucks and knows how to keep plays alive. So I'm really intrigued to see, what sort of connectivity Isaac Howard, who's a shooter, can have with the world's best player in Connor McDavid. And then Matt Savoy, for me, frankly, I thought he could have played more last year at the NHL level, just because of how he plays. So sometimes you just got to give young guys the opportunity and let them grow. And we're not just talking about, how that works and it's every facet of life. Like there are people that work hard, that have got ability, and you just sometimes got to believe in them, open up the window, and let them go.
And Chris Knobloch tonight going with strength down the middle as well. We've already mentioned McDavid and Draisaitl. Then you have Nugent-Hopkins as a third-line center, and Noah Philp, who's looked so good in the opening 8 games, straight down the middle for the Oilers team.
Yeah, I mean, I think in Noah's case, there were a couple times against Montreal had a quick team. They got a quick team. That's a good team. That's a playoff team. Now, granted, they would have missed the playoffs in the Western Conference last year because the Flames finished 5 points ahead of them in the overall standings. But you can't pass the puck backwards when you're playing further down the lineup. And the Oilers sort of, there were times they reversed the puck in their own zone under duress and forecheck. Their defense a couple times gave some pucks away. And then when you're, like I said, if you're Connor or Leon or Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and you have that kind of skill, you can, there's an old saying, the late, great Tommy McVie once said, this is a coach in the league, he said there's 2 places you should never do a back pass, at home and on the road. Okay, well, I would say to you that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins probably have the blessings of their coach to do back passes.
Especially on the power play where they're carrying the
right, but when there's some other guys that, just keep going north and south with the game. So, I thought that Noah's had some good moments. He's had some tough moments. This will be an interesting game. Seattle's got a deep team.
Yeah.
I don't know if they got real star power. They're not going to have Jarrett McCann tonight. He got placed on IR. He's basically been their leading scorer the last.
He was day to day for a few days.
Yeah. So that's. But it sounds like they're going to get Brandon Montour back on the back end. So this will be a good test. They've had success, as you know, against Seattle. Other than the last game that they played here last year where neither McDavid nor they had like 4 or 5 guys out for that one. That was a tough night. So this will be a good game.
The Seattle Kraken wrapped up a 12-day, 6-game road trip 2 nights ago with a 3-0 victory over Winnipeg. They went 2-2-2 in those 6 games. Perfect 2-0 so far here at Climate Pledge Arena. When they began the 25-26 season, it will be Stuart Skinner, versus Joey Decord. Skinner, 8-2 lifetime against Seattle. Joey Decord has all 4 wins for Seattle so far this season. Bob, appreciate your time.
Thank you.